Hi everyone, it's Zoe here from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Today I'm doing my first ever process video using our brand new collection called Totally Rad. As you can probably tell, it's a boy collection. You guys seem to really love our boy collection, so I've done another one for you. This time I'm going to be scrapping a picture of my son that I took yesterday, and I thought it would be a good excuse to kind of use the collection and get a bit of scrapping done. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm using the backside of the Say What paper as my base, which is like a white with a cute little grey cross. I'm cutting a 6x12 piece of that lovely blue stripe paper, which is called a line up. And I thought that would be a nice kind of soft base for my photo area. The red that you can see there is actually the backside of that blue stripy paper. So yeah, it's a really lovely pattern on its own, but it was a little bit heavy. I wanted to bring some red into the page, but not too much. So I just thought I'd just do a little strip of it there. And that wood grain is the backside of a paper called Stella, which I think you saw before has some little stars on the front, but I just wanted to use that wood as a bit of a neutral base. So anyway, I've decided, usually I kind of use a trimmer, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately where people use rulers to cut, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. But I'm not much of a, I don't know, I need measurements in my life. So yeah, I end up getting out my paper trimmer, I believe, yes, and end up cutting that up. So that is about, I think, 8.5 by 5.5 inches or something like that from memory. And I forgot to mention my photo is 3.5 inches square, and I just trimmed it with the white around it. So I decide I want to use this, the cut apart sheet, which is called mixed tape. And yeah, I don't know what I've done there. I'll get very indecisive in this video. I think I want to use that one, and I think I want to use that one, and I decide on that one, but I end up changing it later. Just spoiler alert. So yes, I've just got another journal card there on the side with the little stars on it, just to kind of go behind, add a little bit of colour. That blue, oh, there's my daughter. She's playing robots in the top left-hand corner. You can see there. She was helping me out while I was scrapping and grabbing the embellishments. And yes, if you could hear the video, it sounded like a little chipmunk kind of coming in and going. Anyway, so that blue circle star paper that I've got there, I think I was going to back my photo on it, but I decided against it. And it's the backside of that colourful gear paper, which is called Top Gear. I go through a few little paper choices, and yeah, I ended up actually cutting out about an hour of this video because it was just, yeah, I got really nervous being on the camera, and I just could not decide what to put down. So yeah, I end up using this blue paper, just kind of poking out from each side of that wood block, and with a little bit of that gear paper, which you just saw before, kind of poking out as well, just to match those stars on the right hand side. Oh, I'm back. I've obviously stepped away for a little bit. Now, what I did was I ended up cutting out the center section on that white paper at the back there, so I could use this black paper to back my photo because I thought it would tie in well with that black card. And I did that. I do have plenty of paper, obviously, but I want to challenge myself to use as much of this collection as I can, see how many pages I can get out of it, and hopefully share with you, you know, like a killer collection kind of thing. Yeah, so I cut that out, being a bit stingy with my paper, but it's all good. And yeah, I think I end up having to, I think I end up committing to this soon. Yeah, so hopefully I don't drive you too nuts with my indecisiveness. Like seriously, I just had the biggest case of stage fright, and I end up just like losing it and having to walk away for a little bit. But that's okay, it happens to us all. Yeah, so I'm committing now. I'm sticking down my bits of that photo block at least. And I'm inking my edges. I'm using I think they're Versacolor, I'm not sure. But it's called Wheat, and it's almost like a skin color. It just adds a little bit of dimension. And I don't do it all the time, but I just do it when I'm using like a really light paper on a light paper, just to give it a bit of a pop. Yeah, and I did that on the side of my little, the blue stripy block as well. Okay, so what you can see me doing here, I'm cutting up a piece of a pizza box because I'm the last of the big spenders, and it works just really well to kind of pop up your photos. And if you live in a regional area like me and you don't have a spotlight nearby or a craft shop or anything like that, you just use what's around the house. My local craft shop, and the best thing in our town, is the Reject Shop. And I can tell you right now, they're not that great in that department. So, yeah, I just kind of use what I have. And yeah, it's good if you've got cardboard laying around, why not use it? So I'm using my sticker sheet here. And I think I cut out a little bit here because I kind of stuff around for a long time with this, moving elements around and not actually getting anywhere. So I've decided to commit and put down at least that star with some little puffy dots. And I decided to use this sticker, but I end up cutting it in half so it can kind of poke out the top. But it's too big there, so I think it goes, yes, it goes on the side there, and I end up just moving those little bits and pieces out of the way. And that's where it stays, unlike everything else on this page. So yeah, I'm just going through the ephemera pack now and just going through and kind of figuring out what to use. Now I really like that little thing. It actually says don't grow up, it's a trap. But I kind of liked in the context of this layout, it's how it kind of poked out and said don't grow up, because I think, I don't know, I don't want my kids to grow up. I don't think any of us do. But unfortunately, it's happening, and there's not much I can do to stop it. So yeah, I just went through and picked out a few ephemera pieces, and I'm using my woodies, which are these little kind of wood buttons with an epoxy center on this in the inside, and they're really super cute. I love my flare buttons, but I really love these because there's like different sizes, and they're a little bit kind of different, you know, it's just a little bit more fun, and they're just little and cute and everything like that. And yeah, I think, oh, I hope you can't hear my children screaming. And I'm I'm using some die cut words from the ephemera pack. I'm just going through and deciding what title I want. Do I want him to be super? Do I want him to be super rad? Awesome, maybe? No, he's super. Okay. So at this point, I actually had to walk away from this layout. I was getting really angry at it because, sorry about my puppy barking in the background there. It was just kind of irritating me, and I'm doing some kind of magic with my hands there. I think I'm kind of explaining something to the thin air, and sorry about that, it looks a bit stupid, I know. But I ended up using that grey one. It was just a little bit, I think the black was just too heavy on the front of that page, and it was driving me insane because I was thinking, oh, it just wasn't working how I wanted it to work. So I ended up using that grey card that says don't forget to be awesome, which is the one that I really wanted to use in the first place anyhow. So that worked out well, and I think it actually looks much better with the page. So I just put a little strip of that black word paper behind it as well, just to kind of match it in with the black behind this thing, and I think it looks much better. So I'm happy now. Using my wood veneer, I don't know, I've had to do this voiceover about 3 times, so if I repeat myself, I'm really sorry, but my computer keeps on dying on me when I'm recording. I have to work on that. But anyway, I'm using our wood veneer. I really like the wood veneer because it kind of just gives a little bit of, I don't know, it's just fun. And I like, I particularly with cocoa vanilla ones I do get them kind of etched and engraved so that they've got a design on them, which makes them fun. I mean, you can use them as they are, or you can add colour to them. They're great. Yeah, so, and I'm using a new glue. I've used Tombow glue for years, and I've just kind of run out of it. And as I said before, I don't live near a Spotlight. So I went down to my local craft store, which is the Reject Shop, and got some Bostik craft glue, I think it was. So time will tell if it works or not. It seemed to work okay. I mean, it's glue. It stuck things to paper. That's all good. It seemed to stay wet for a little while. But, you know, apart from that, it was all good. I'm using that little mustache wood veneer. I think in hindsight, maybe I should have used, there's a little black one in the ephemera pack. And I was going to use that, but then it was too much black with that old black card. But now that I've got the grey card, I probably could have used the black one, but never mind. That's what I ended up going with. So yeah, it's got lots of fun little shapes in it. And yeah, I'm just kind of, I've got those little, I'm just wanted to add some direction to the page. So I'm just adding some arrows around the place. And I've got that sticker down the bottom and it says, you have to be odd to be number one. And it really kind of, it describes my son to a T. If anybody's got boys, you know they're crazy. And yeah, he's definitely one of a kind in a good way. And I thought that kind of just summed him up perfectly. So I put that there, and it also kept my handwriting off the page, which makes me really happy. And yeah, but I'm actually going to Photoshop it out, I think, because I'm using this layout for a magazine ad, and I think some mums might think I'm being mean by saying that he's odd. But look, it was completely tongue in cheek. Love him to bits, and is just like a funny little thing. So I'm using the gear shapes that are in the ephemera pack because I wanted to kind of echo that circular thing I've got going on, like with my cluster up in the top left hand corner and the gear paper on the other side, and just to add a little pop of colour. And I'm just adding a few little clusters around the place now. My camera actually ran out of batteries just before the end, so I don't think I get right to the end. So, but you know, I think you get the idea. Anyway, yeah, and I get really like it was fun. I haven't scrapbooked for a while, and I always find it really daunting to go back and scrap when I haven't done it for a while. And you know, so I was really self-critical on this page, and I'm going, oh, like it's not perfect, and I kind of put so much pressure on myself. Oh, it has to look good, but you know, it's not a competition. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be relaxing, and it's just, yeah, you're putting pretty stuff around your photos that you want to keep, and that's all it is. It's just good times. So I'm happy with it. It was a nice afternoon, kind of spent playing with paper, which is I don't get to do enough of it. And yeah, it was really well. I think I lost. Yeah, I had to wipe that glue off. But anyway, it was all good. So we just keep on sticking down these little bits and pieces, and it's pretty much coming to the end now. So I'll try and wrap up. Yeah, as I said, this is my first process video. I think there's probably a lot of things I can do better, and I'll really try to. I'm sorry that I kind of half of the page is out of shot, but yeah, I thought it was all good, but apparently I'd like to move my page right down to the very edge of the craft mat while I'm working. So, but I think you can see kind of, and I'll show you some proper photos at the end of how the layout turned out. So I've got my clusters of stars. I've got a couple of little clusters of stars. I've got the gear clusters on the side and up the top there, and just a cute little fun word and a sticker that says "That's my boy." And that little cute pie chart bit from the ephemera pack, which is going to pop out from the side there and add a little bit more colour. And yeah, so yeah, as I said before, I'm hoping to kind of do a killer collection type series with this kit, with this collection, sorry, just to, I don't know, just to challenge myself and also just make myself kind of give myself an excuse to scrap. I don't know, you're probably the same. It's like, oh, but I've got so much washing to do, I've got this and that to do, but I really want to kind of carve out some time this year. And I love YouTube videos, they kind of really inspire me. So I thought, well, maybe I can make some too, and it will kind of help to inspire others. And, you know, hopefully also kind of, yeah, just force me to get out of my creative comfort zone and not just procrastinate and say, oh, I'll do a layout next week, which is what I usually do because I just, yeah, especially when I haven't scrapped for a while, I find it really hard to get back into. So my goal for this year is to, yeah, scrap more often and have fun doing it. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. If you give me a thumbs down, I'll be very sad, but I'll understand. It's okay. Yeah, and hopefully I'll have some more soon. This may not be the first video that I post because this collection is not going to be released until February, and I've got a few other pages kind of that I'm hoping to do before then on camera, but we'll see. So yeah, if you make sure you subscribe to our channel, check us out on Instagram because I always post my beautiful design team's layouts there. They are fantastic and very inspiring. And our Facebook page. So yeah, coming to the end now. I think I'm good. Yep, just checking everything's not going. Oh, I forgot to adhere the title. That's not going to work. So yeah, I stick down the title and I think Bob's your uncle. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll cut to some close-ups and a picture of this layout as it's finished. Thanks guys, bye.